Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Welcome to BGP. Today we will be discussing a scenario that I read off of social media. I'm going to briefly read it and then we'll discuss it. My ex and I were married, and during our marriage we had trouble conceiving. We tried years and years of conceiving, but unfortunately it did not happen. I thought our marriage was strong enough to survive this, but then I discovered that my ex was having an affair. To my surprise, the person he was having an affair with was my sister. We had a huge confrontation, and my then husband decided to move and make a fresh start. A few weeks later, after moving, we get the surprise news in our family that my sister is expecting. Turns out that the person she's expecting with is my now ex-husband. My ex divorced me to start a family with her, and my parents was very hurt and angry. When the baby came about, and, recognize my niece is now 5 years old, I've never met her. I've never shown up to family events. When we have family events, we have it separate. Sometimes I'm there for the events, sometimes they're there for the events. We take turns. Recently, my parents asked if I would consider having an Easter dinner with my sister and ex-husband as well as their child, instead of doing things separately. I told them that I would think about it, and I really did, but I took a deep breath, went onto my sister's Facebook page, and realized I still cannot do this. I saw hundreds of happy pictures of them as a family. I saw my ex-husband kissing her after she had just given birth. I saw, party trips, family trips, and tags of updates of them celebrating another amazing anniversary. I literally vomited after seeing all of this. And after 5 years, I know it's time for me to get over it and try to force myself to at least attend a family event as a whole, but I can't. Am I wrong for feeling this way? So, ladies, and I'll start with you, Adrianne. Imagine your husband cheats on you with your sister, and not only cheats in the marriage, a baby is conceived. Can there ever be a time where you're willing to forgive your sister, forgive your ex-husband, and move together as a family instead of keeping things separate? I'll start with you.
Just knowing who I am as a person, and I am definitely working on that area of forgiveness and being vengeful and all those kind of things that I do. I don't know that I could. I mean, yes, she's my sister, but I mean, you could have went somewhere further out of the circle, and got in a relationship, but you chose to do that right there, and it's really like a slap in my face, because if I'm understanding correctly, she had trouble conceiving.
Yes.
So it's just a hurtful situation all the way around, and I think I would be a little angry at her and him for a while. I don't know that I could, and I'm not going to take it out on the baby, of course. I would love to meet my niece and see her or whatever. Was it a boy or a girl?
Niece, yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just being real. I don't know that I could get over it. Yeah.
Mona?
No.
Good answer.
That's simple. That's it. That's all.
My answer would be no too. And
let me finish.
Okay.
I'm not going to get over it. I was writing notes as you were speaking. Number one, that was my husband. Like Adrianne said, number two, I had trouble conceiving. And you being my sister probably knew that I had problems conceiving and how hard it was for me and how devastated I felt about not being able to conceive a child for my husband.
Exactly.
Number three, you were deceptive. You had me thinking, both of you had me thinking that everything was fine.
Yeah.
I had a great relationship with my husband and a great relationship with my sister. there will be no family events for me. I would love to meet my niece, and there is a possibility for me to spend time with my niece outside of my ex-husband and my sister, then I will do that. If not, when she becomes an adult, then she can come. And you look so pretty today, Neisha.
Oh.
She can come.
Thank you.
She can come. Maybe it's the birthday shenanigans. Maybe the niece can come and meet her auntie.
Yeah. I know for me it would be no. And I always like to throw our astrological signs in this. As a Taurus, they know that I'm stubborn as fuck. So once I've made my mind about a situation, usually it's hard for me to change it. I have, unfortunately, family members that I don't fuck with till this day. Wow. I have former friends that I don't deal with till this day for situations. So if I know that I have difficulties conceiving in a marriage and my husband ends up conceiving a child outside of our marriage, and it happens to be my sister, yeah, I don't see myself forgiving her. I truly don't. I see myself, I would probably, unfortunately, take this anger and frustration and disappointment to the grave. And I know that's not good. I know people would say, get you some therapy. And I probably would, go through the therapy, but I still wouldn't be able to just be comfortable at a family gathering with them around, knowing what truly took place. And honestly, I think both of you guys are better than me, because I don't even think I would be able to entertain a relationship with my niece. Okay. I don't, because I'm going to look at her and I'm probably either going to see my ex-husband's whole face,
his whole
face, or I'm going to see my sister's face, and it's just going to take me back to that place of like, that's supposed to be my baby, or that was supposed to happen with my husband. Right. And now my sister is with my ex-husband. Was this going on? How long was this going on? Was this planned? Was this plotted? Did you intentionally know? You knew I was struggling because I'm pretty sure I confided in you. Right. Yes. And so you're knowing this and you sleeping with my husband. So no, I don't think I would be able to be comfortable in that situation. And that would be my answer to that question.
Let me just add to the baby situation. Mm-hmm. You can't tell a person how to heal. True. You can't tell a person to forgive. Mm-hmm. Some people can't forgive and they'll never forget. Mm-hmm. My thing is, the baby is innocent. The baby is innocent. Yeah. That's my niece. I would like to see my niece. But I can't tell you how to do that either. I just want to add that the baby is innocent. Mm-hmm. And like Neisha said, how long was y'all doing this behind my back? Thank you. Mm-hmm. How good were y'all that y'all did this behind my back and I knew nothing about it? And nowhere in that statement did she say they apologized to her. Right.
I know. That's what I was going to bring up too.
Okay, right. Sorry.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
No, it's not. She didn't mention that in the statement, but it's her parents and other family members that are pushing for her to make amends.
I think that parents need to mind their business.
Right.
I really do. Because, see, there are people out here that say, love your siblings, get along with your siblings, forgive your siblings.
That's
but
your family.
They haven't experienced or gone through some of the treachery that your family members have bestowed upon you. Yeah. And so on the outside looking in, you can say that. Mm-hmm. Some things are unforgivable. Some things you need to mind your business. Mm-hmm. Some things you need to stay up out of it and let it naturally evolve. Yeah. However it's going to evolve, whether it's in your favor or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 And I think sometimes forgiveness is really used as a tool to move on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not to reconcile, not to make it cool between us anymore. But now I know where you are. And we know where each other stand, because you just did the ultimate dirty ass thing that you could do. But in order for me not to be stuck and stagnant in that place, I'm gonna have to forgive you, but move on. I can't deal with you no more. I can't deal with you, your husband, and maybe in some cases the baby. Mm-hmm. But in order for me to move on, I gotta say, okay, you did that, and I'm done, and just keep pushing. I think we put too much emphasis, like you said, Mona, on family. Sometimes family. I know I got some Sometimes family can be the worst.
Yes.
They can be the worst. They can be worse than some of the enemies that ain't got your blood. So, yeah, the parents need to, like you said, mind their own business and let them try to figure out how they're going to work through that thing themselves.
Because also in that scenario, nobody said that the parents was against it. You know, they're just like, okay, it's been 5 years.
Get over it.
That bygones be bygones. This is your sister. You must love your...
Yeah. Okay.
They just tied into separate gatherings.
Right.
But, and they say that forgiveness is for you. For you
exactly.
to
and then
move
time
forward.
does not always heal. You know, you hear that
Right.
saying all the time. Time is a healer. You know, it makes it not as hard, painful. There you go. But it don't necessarily mean it's ever going to go away. Every time I see you, it's going to trigger emotion. I might want to slap the shit out of you. You and him. You know what I'm saying? So we have to always, all those little cliches, they're cute, but they don't necessarily apply
to real life scenarios.
Yeah, I agree. I just, like I said, it would, for me, I don't think I would be able to entertain a relationship with the niece either. I know she's innocent and all this. She didn't ask to be here. I get that. But every time I look at her, it's going to make me think of them. And every time I think of them, it's going to make me feel some kind of way because I'm going to think of all the deceit that took place when it went down. So I know for me, I don't think it would be that easy to get past it, even if the years go by. I also think we do have to be fair as far as when we're telling people to just get over something. It's been 5 years, get over it. You know, we should be able to come together as no. You don't get to tell me when and how soon I should get over something. I get to do it at my pace, especially in this situation.
Yeah, you don't get to violate me.
Yeah, and tell me time's up. Come on back now.
Get over it.
Come over here. No,
true.
You don't get to tell me that. I get to do it at my pace when I'm ready, if I'm ever ready. And that just may be the case where I'm not.
And that's your choice.
Yes, absolutely.
And another thing here, it wasn't important for you to continue having a sisterhood or sister relationship with me when you was in the process of getting down with my man, my husband.
Your husband.
It wasn't
That part.
vital for you as my ex-husband to continue to have any kind of relationship after that. So why, when you went low, I can't go low either? You know, and people say, don't be petty. Oh, shit. It's going down right now.
Petty LaBelle.
Yep. Every time I see you, I'm going to be like, oh.
Look at that baby.
Look at that baby. Fuck that baby. Fuck them kids. Fuck your happiness. Fuck your pictures. Fuck your marriage. Like, I'm going to think that. And I know that's petty. I know that's immature, maybe. I know that some people say you need to sit on somebody's couch. That may be true, but I know.
Fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch. Fuck your couch. Fuck you. I probably would say that to the family that's sitting there pushing that too. Fuck you too, because now I feel like you taking sides. And no, I don't think that she has to get over it just because they want everybody to come together as a whole. Like I feel like she should be entitled to grieve because it is a loss, to grieve her losses however she chooses to grieve and however much time it takes her to get through that heartache, because that is a heartache.
And that's almost like grieving your spouse and a baby.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And nobody can tell you how long that kind of thing takes.
Yeah.
So that's really sad.
And the sister got something that she wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I don't, if they were married, why didn't they even go further, like in vitro? Did they try anything else?
Well, you know, in vitro is expensive.
Yeah.
So not everybody can pull that off to get that. But just for the little sister to just be like, I'm fertile myrtle.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I got what you need.
I got it.
Yeah. My womb work.
Come on over here.
Right.
And see, just that, why, if she loved her sister and she knew her sister wanted a baby, why didn't she become a surrogate?
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. That was the other thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But she must have always had her eye on that man.
Possible. I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
So it's a toughie. I think it's a good scenario, good discussion. I think that, 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 I discussions like forgiveness, discussions about family getting involved in situations, discussions about cheating, they're needed because we have situations like this where I don't think that you can, some people have bounced back, but a lot of people don't bounce back from that in a marriage where it's like, not only did you cheat, but a baby was created. And not only was a baby created outside of marriage, but it was with my sibling. It's some people don't get to walk away from that and be like, we still together. We went through that counseling. We working it out. He bounced. It was like, oh, your ex don't work. Hers does. Divorce. And I'm going to go this way.
I feel sorry for that lady.
I feel sorry for her. I truly do. I feel sorry for her. And for those that would be like, well, just adopt. It's not the same when you're really trying and you're physically trying to make something happen naturally with your body, and it's just not happening.
Yeah.
So
I think that just adds to the depression that she probably went through, already being as a woman and not being able to conceive, and then you have that scenario that takes place. That just adds more and more to the depression,
Yeah. And what's worse for her too is that she probably is not in a healthy relationship with another man, and nor has she been able to still have a baby, which just magnifies the whole situation.
Yep. I mean, like she said, she finally decided to take a breath and go on their social media to see what's going on. And you see them happy and kissing and celebrating anniversaries. And, the kid is getting older. Like, that's like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everything that I wanted, she got. My sister, like that's a hard pill. That's a very hard pill. It is. Well, final thoughts?
I think, again, blood is not always thicker than... Is that how it goes?
Blood not thicker than water.
When I was saying it out loud, it didn't sound like it was right. But yeah, family doesn't always necessarily mean that they have your best interest, that they're going to do the right thing. So I think we need to still exercise the same type of boundaries with family as we do with anybody, because sometimes family can be real fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's a sad situation and a prime example of some very super fuckery with the family, because that's just jacked up. I want to fight them.
She said super fuckery.
Mom.
As hard as that may seem, this would be my advice for the young lady. As hard as it may seem, as tragic as it may be, at some point in time for yourself, you're going to have to let go. And when I say let go, you don't have to visit those people, be involved with those people. You're going to have to exhale, move on with your life, and don't even bother looking at their social media. Just go and live your best life. And I think when you hinder on something, you block your blessings.
Exactly.
And it shows all over your face and your aura and how you approach people. You were an amazing wife. You did what you could do in that relationship. You did not step out of the relationship. Let go, move on, and try to live your best life.
Absolutely, I agree. I would just say you have to do what's best for you. And you get to heal and grieve in your own pace. And when you're ready to move on, you will. I will also say that this is kind of like I know some people, especially men and women, that say like, why do women have trust issues? Why do women remain stagnant? Why do women can't handle being in relationships and whatnot? This is kind of like an example why. Like he left a lasting, messed up impression for the next man that may come into her life, because the man that she trusted, the man that she tried to be that dutiful wife to, cheated on her with someone that's close, in relation to her. So be mindful of that when you're stepping out on your wife. Be mindful of that if you know that you truly, if commitment is not what you want with the person that you're with, to prevent situations, if you can, like this. I think that we've said it before, and I used to always want to argue and say, no, it's not true. But I truly believe that we really don't have a sisterhood at times. We really don't care to have the best interest of our sisters because we're too busy competing. We're too busy wanting what they have instead of just going out there and get it ourselves from, the best way we can from someone else. I think as women, we need to do better. We should have a code of conduct and know that we shouldn't be going after our sister's husband. Especially. We shouldn't be doing that. We should, there's too many men in this world to sit there and just go for our sisters. Like, that's a low blow because you're forever leaving a bad imprint on her heart as she has to go through this process for the rest of her life of dealing with the loss of not just her husband, but her sister too. Right. So I think we need to do better. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to add one more thing, for us to think about. I wonder if they knew beforehand that they were going to have issues conceiving together. And so I just think that's one more thing to throw into the pot, that we need to ask what happens if we can't conceive.
Yes.
Two people that want to have children or desire to have children. If we can't conceive, can we go on? That's a question that needs to be asked beforehand, and I think that would have caused them to, or maybe soften the blow, that if it didn't happen and somebody had to go their own way because they want children and you can't have any, and it would be unselfish for me to let you go because that's what you want if I really love you.
But you gotta go.
To have that conversation beforehand would be very important to have.
I agree, but I think the respectful thing to do is to go a little bit further out of the circle, out of the
yes,
not my sister.
I was just about to ask
you. I know.
You trying to get angry all over again.
I know. I'm mad. What's his name?
Where he live?
Right. Where he live? What city? He in Carson.
No.
He in Pisces. No, it's
Here you go.
Probably.
I guess it I agree. We definitely need to have these discussions prior to marriage. And I guess we have to be open and comfortable with that discussion, because what if we ask him, what if in the marriage when we decide to try to conceive, we find out I can't? Is that a deal breaker for you? Would you end this marriage because you know that you want to create a legacy and I can't help you with that? And are you okay and at peace with knowing that you may lose your husband if it should come out that you can't conceive, even via surrogate? Are you at peace with that? So we do have to get comfortable with having difficult discussions prior to marriage, because I think a lot of times we don't. We just go for the easy stuff. His favorite color is blue. His number is 21. Yes. He's a so-and-so fan. All the good stuff, but not having the difficult, deep, dark discussions like what happens if there's a health issue. Are you going to stay or are you going to go? Is that too much for you, or can you handle it? Because some people really can't handle it and they do bounce. Unfortunately, not all of them deal with your siblings, but
right,
or your parents, because that's happened too. But we do need to talk about it. You was about to say something?
It was right on the tip of my tongue that a lot of times we automatically say that the woman is the person that is unable to conceive. But sometimes it's the guy too.
Absolutely.
He have a low sperm count. I just wanted to throw it out there, because that can be the case as well. Maybe he don't get erections. Maybe this stuff just don't work too.
That's true.
So
that's where it goes too. Like, how's your sperm count in the beginning? Do you have erectile dysfunction?
Right.
Can you last more than 5 minutes?
Are you faking orgasms?
Y'all deflecting. Y'all deflecting.
And on the men's side, or is she dry? Does she got to take something to get wet? Can she satisfy? Just different things. But I do think we need to have those kind of discussions.
Yes.
And I commend her for speaking her truth in that scenario. Yeah. I hope she gets the therapy and the help that she needs to eventually...
And a baby. Yeah.
Move on when she's ready and hopefully meet the right one that's committed and wants and doesn't mind that if she can't conceive, or maybe look into adopting, or just make peace with just no kids at all. But, he would be committed to her as well. Like, that's fine. We don't need any. Or maybe he has some already. Who knows? But that's it for this discussion.
One more thing.
Yes.
I think for her telling her story, that she may be able to get a great support system built around her. Some women that have common stories that can help her, maybe have some suggestions on how she can get through it all.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Because I think a lot of times, I think a lot of times you get into that depressed mode simply because you think that's just you. You're the only person that's going through that.
Yeah.
But then once you talk to somebody else that has experienced some of the similar things, and I'm sure there's others, it makes you feel like you're just not this freak of nature, like something's wrong with me. No, it's other people that have had this situation, and this is how they've gotten through it. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. All right, this concludes this particular topic. If you like it and feel like you want to comment or experience something similar, or share, any stories and feel like we left something out, please feel free to comment on this. Comment in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification bell so you'll be notified when any new episodes are dropped or any updates are dropped. We appreciate you. This is BGP, and we are out.
Peace.
Bye.